Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I'm sitting in a parking lot behind the gas station over here in the strip mall because Mel had sent me, I'm like going back and forth with all these places to stay, and Mel had sent me a bunch of places that were close to her. So I was looking at them, but I just kind of need to, I need to make a decision. This is what I need to do because it's stressing me out. I used to do this. I just remembered this. When my mom and I and my ex would go stay at cabins for Christmas in Gatlinburg, I would sit and I would like have like 20 cabins or 30 cabins, and I would like look through all of them. I'm like, which one do I want? Which one do I want? Which one do I want? And I was telling Mel, like, part of the problem is that I'm looking like within a certain price range, you know? And then the thing is that there are some places that are beautiful and like much bigger than I would ever need, but they're the same price as something that's smaller and maybe not as nice as that's closer to her, but it's really the same price. But like, I don't want to drive 40 minutes, you know, to see Mel and all that kind of stuff. So, because I mean, I'm going out there to see Mel, so we're gonna spend the whole time together. So it's like, it's stupid for me to be that far away from her. It would make more sense if I was like 5 or 10 minutes from her. So I'm looking at places that are like 5 or 10 minutes from her. And, or, you know, 15, 20, somewhere in there. So I can just like go get her, you know, and, or she can drive over or whatever. And then we're like real close to each other because we're gonna be hanging out there and, you know, just watching movies and, eating snacks. And I also like want a place that has like a nice little backyard area that we can sit in. And the thing is like, I'll like the house, but then the backyard will have like 2 folding chairs or 2 metal chairs. And then there'll be other places that I'm like, I don't love the house, or it's kind of like out in the middle of somewhere, which would kind of scare me. But then, Mel laughs when I say that. But I mean, I don't want to be sitting there and be talking about all this true crime and be watching like true crime videos and stuff like that. I'm just so excited. I can't wait. There's so many things we can do. We can talk about like all of the, we can look up YouTube videos of all of like the true crime stuff we've talked about. And we think we came up with a name for the book club. But then I got online and did I say this yesterday? I told her this today, but I told her this today, that I got online and I looked up the name, and there's actually there's no podcast, but it wouldn't make sense for our podcast to have this name anyway. But so if you don't know and you're new to this, Mel and I, she's my book club partner, we've been thinking, it's called Peter's Book Club, but Mel is 50% of it, if not more. So, oh, she just texted me. So we are trying to come up with a name for the book club. We've been trying to come up with one forever, but everything we come up with is taken. So if you have any suggestions for like really catchy book, a lot of you have given us names, and I have them in my phone in my notes, because that's one of the things we're gonna do is when I come out here, we're gonna go through. I should just say, we're gonna pick a name when I'm out there. And so the book club live discussion over Mindhunter is a week from today. It's next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouNow, that's linked below. But Mel and I are also going to do a live stream that Sunday, the Sunday that I'm out there, which is not a book club live stream date. We're gonna do a live stream just for fun together. So I'm really excited about that. See, like, they have a beautiful backyard. It's all lit up, and they've got couches and chairs and fire pits. Like, that's what I want, like, for a backyard, right? So anyway, I find houses like that, but then I'm like, you know, the inside it's like either like, it'll be like 6 bedrooms. And I'm like, well, I don't know how I would feel in a 6-bedroom house. Ultimately, what would be ideal is like a 2-bedroom house with like an open kitchen living room area, so we can kind of sit there and make coffee and pizza rolls and whatever. And then You see, I'm getting real excited. We're gonna put our pajamakins on. We were talking about that tonight. We were gonna put our pajamas on and we're gonna sit around and then maybe watch a scary movie or something. And then we're going to, and then we have a patio that we can sit outside, you know, and just kind of like go in and out if it's nice outside at night, or put our hoodies on, or, you know, whatever. Maybe walk in the neighborhood or something. I don't know. Just, I'm just really excited to just kind of hang out. Because that's like what Tanya and I do, you know? And Mel and I are so like Tanya even said, like, Mel's like our kind of people. And she is. And so it's like, Mel and I talk on the phone, but like even when we talk on the phone, like I always have something to do. So we'll like talk for like, you know, 20 minutes or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, I gotta go do this. And so it's just gonna be like a whole weekend of just us hanging out and talking about all kinds of just, you know, stupidity. And I'm so excited about it. She asked me today, she's like, do you play Scrabble? So I'm gonna have to like, maybe bring some games, some card games or something out there. I love cards. And I love games. I just talked to her a little bit ago. I'll have to ask her that, like if she likes cards or games. But that, I mean, I could also buy like some card games out there and just leave them with her or something. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited. I have to say, like, I mean, we travel a lot, but like this trip is probably one of the trips that I've been the most excited about. And because I just love to like lay back and relax, you know, and just do my thing. And Alex is gonna be with his brother and they're gonna be going to the music festival and he'll be having fun doing his thing, and Mel and I will be doing our thing and just like hanging out and low key and all this kind of stuff. And I'm really excited about that. So it's like we both get to like enjoy our weekends and do what we want. And then we're going to Miami for Ultra. And then we're going to I don't know, April we might go somewhere. And then in May, we're going to Vegas for EDC, but I'm not going to EDC. Alex told me today that if I was gonna go, the first day would be the day that I would wanna go because they're most likely gonna get artist passes, which means they can go on stage and behind stage and stuff like that. But it's like a lot of smaller creators, and it's because Alex's cousin Maya is really good friends with this DJ that's like a headliner that night. The thing is, I would go to EDC, like I would like to go to EDC. This is where becoming older, maybe it's not an age thing, I don't know. You know, like back in the day when I would go to concerts, like I went to so many concerts back in the day. We went to this place out here called Deer Creek. I don't know what it's called now. It's changed names 5,000 times because people keep on buying it out. But it's like this huge amphitheater outside, and it has like this covered area and stuff. And we would go there, and you know, to get there, you'd be stuck in traffic for an hour. And then to get out of there, you'd be stuck in traffic for, you know, another hour, 2 hours. Because we would stay till the very end. The very last note that was sung and the lights went up, that's when we walked out, right? And that was part of the fun when I was younger, you know? I even did that sober. I saw a lot of great bands out there sober. I saw Dave Matthews, the first time out there sober. Dave Matthews Band, loved it. Saw B-52s out there. Somebody mentioned something about the B-52s on my video the other day. Saw the B-52s out there. I saw the B-52s with, this was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my entire life. It was the B-52s, and then it was Ziggy Marley, who was, he sang Tomorrow People. He was unbelievable live. And then Sade, and it was unreal. It was so good. Who else did I see out there? I mean, the Allman Brothers, because I love the Allman Brothers so much. Marshall Tucker Band. Like all of those kind of grassroots bands I used to listen to back in the day. Went to, what's it called? Well, I went to the one festival that was like all of the women. That was really, really good. I can't remember what that was called, but it was like, we went because I loved, at the time, Jewel, and I'd always loved Indigo Girls. And Indigo Girls headline, Sarah McLachlan, is that how you pronounce her name? I always get it wrong. It was her, Sarah McLachlan, Jewel, and the Indigo Girls. There was like 10 girls that sang in that festival. It was so good. It was so, so, so good. I can't remember what that was called. But then a friend of mine, he and I went out there, and we saw, what was it called? Farm Aid. Farm Aid was in Indianapolis one year. And it was like Neil Young, and it was like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young sang together. But then it was like Neil Young by himself. And then it was like Bob Dylan wasn't there. Willie Nelson. And it was all of these fantastic, the Merle Haggard. It was all of these people that were just unbelievable. But then at the very end was John Mellencamp. And I was not a John Mellencamp fan at all. I had to like stretch out my hat a little bit because I've gained more weight. And so my hat, but now it looks too big on my head. But But I had never been a John Mellencamp fan. Now, if you don't know, Johnny Cougar from back in the day, John Mellencamp is from Indiana. He's from Bloomington, Indiana. Well, he's actually from Seymour, Indiana, which is incidentally where my ex is from. My ex's mother went to high school with John Mellencamp, okay? So I'll tell you about John Mellencamp in a second. Oh, I was going to sit here and look at it. I was going to look at Mel's text, what she said. Okay, this is so funny. So, Alex is going to Taco Bell. He wants to know if I want anything. I'm like, no, babe, I'm good. They just started a subreddit on... I think that's so funny. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? Oh, okay, so anyway, I don't know what the women's one was called, but Farm A was so good. So anyway, I was not a John Mellencamp fan. I didn't dislike him, but I just was like, his music never did anything for me. And like, if you grow up in Indiana, they play it everywhere. They play like, you know, Little Pink Houses and Jack and Diane. They play like all those songs, like R.O.C.K. in the USA. They play it constantly in Indiana, okay? And it's just like overkill because he's from Indiana, right? There was another guy, I can't remember what his name was. Shoot. Melissa's husband. So if you guys don't know, Melissa's husband was in a band that was really famous. They went on national tours and stuff like that. It was called Push Down and Turn. And they were like, when I was growing up, this is so funny. Like, I didn't know Jason, obviously, back then. But Jason's like a year older than me. So when I was going out to bars and stuff, Jason's band was like the #1 band in Indianapolis. Like, they were like, if you like would go to a bar and they'd be like, oh my God, Push Down and Turn is playing. It was like such a huge deal. And he was like the drummer for it. And it's so funny to me now that Jason and I are so close because I used to go and see his band places. Like, my girlfriends were obsessed with like the lead singer and stuff, which is so funny. Okay, this person in front of me, this Jeep Wrangler that looks like they've been mudding. Do y'all know what mudding is? If you're not from like the South or the Midwest, you probably don't know. But mudding, well, maybe, I guess. I don't know. It's when you go like off-road vehicle, take your Jeep off-road and it gets all muddy and stuff like that. But I always think it's so funny but kind of gross. I used to think it was funny. I just think it's kind of tacky now when they have the testicles, the plastic testicles that hang from the back of the truck. So of all the little accoutrements that you decided to add to your Jeep, you decided to get the testicles. Okay. But anyway, what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. I'm losing my mind. By the way, I've been using this battery for like filming my videos at home, so I don't know how long it's going to last. My other battery that's at home is charging, so I couldn't bring it with me because I forgot to charge it. So, okay, my friend and I, so we went to Farm Aid. This is so funny. Okay, so my ex and I, that was on like a Saturday. My ex and I had gone on a date. Maybe it was a Friday, and it was my birthday. Oh no, it would have been a week and a half later, because I know the day we started dating. The date that my ex and I, our first date is Alex's birthday. Is that not funny? So anyway, but my ex and I, we had gone on our first date. He had come up from Indianapolis from Seymour. So then it was my birthday, and my best friend and I, my best guy friend for like 30 years now or whatever, he lives in Florida. He doesn't live anywhere near here. But anyway, he and I went to Farm Aid. And, oh, no, that's not true. That day, we went and saw Leonard Skinner and somebody else. I can't remember. But anyway, oh, who's the guy that, what's his name? Because I got the greatest t-shirt. I was in such great shape back then. I cut the sleeves off of it. What is his name? I can't think of his name, but anyway, he was known for kind of being like a little bit of like he dated a lot of women, we'll just say that. Well, I mean, a lot of musicians did, but anyway. So we came home that night, and my friend dropped me off, and I was coming into my apartment, and my ex had bought this. He knew I liked like beaded jewelry, like wooden beaded jewelry. I used to wear it all the time when I was like when I was younger. And he had bought this jewelry box. It was like this. I still have it at home. It was like this like my favorite. I have tons of jewelry boxes, not like ones that you like open and has a ballerina in it, but you know, like just keep your bracelets and stuff. So, is it my favorite? I have another one that's my favorite too that I think my mom got me, but it's one of my favorites. Anyway, it's this wooden box and you open it, it's beautiful, it's carved and stuff. It was sitting on my doorstep it was full of beaded jewelry. He had bought me like, I don't know, like 30 plus bracelets in there and necklaces. And I think a watch from Fossil maybe that I used to wear a lot. It was like this leather strap band. And then there were all these flowers on the doorstep. I was wowed. I can tell you, I was like, oh my God. So anyway, that was kind of like a thing that we always like had that we loved together, was like those beaded bracelets and stuff. I don't really wear those as much anymore. I still do. Alex wears a lot of them. I used to wear them all the way up my arm. Well, I would wear a watch and then I would wear them all up and down my arm. I was kind of like, I wasn't known for that, but like people would always be like, you always have those bracelets on. I did. I had like, I would wear like 20 bracelets on both arms. And I love the leather things too that you like clasped. So anyway, same friend, we went to go see Farm Aid, and he and I were getting ready to leave. We had pavilion seats because it would be like pavilion and then the lawn, because John Mellencamp was coming on. And I was like, do you want to stay? This is what I'm talking about. When you start getting older, that's what I was talking about originally. You don't want to stay till the very end. You want to miss the traffic is what you want to do, right? How did I even get talking about this now? I don't know. But anyway, so I like looked at him and I said, do you want to stay? And he was like, no, I don't really care, because we didn't really care about John Mellencamp, right? So we start leaving and we start walking out of the pavilion, and John Mellencamp came out and he started doing ROCK in the USA. I had never heard him live. The audience went crazy. I mean, I never, to this day, I've never seen anything like it. It was, I mean, I've been to Lady Gaga concerts, I've been to, a dance on stage with Britney Spears, you know, I've seen a lot of people. I have never seen anybody go crazy like they did for John Mellencamp in Indiana. It was unbelievable, and he was the last act. I'm like trying to think of who this person is in my head, and their name starts with an R, and I don't know why I can't remember. The t-shirt has like a car on it. It's like purple, and it says something like about the drive fast or something. I can't remember that I got. Anyway, why can't I think of who he is? I used to listen to him a lot. I think Courtney Love dated him at one point or something like that. But anyway, so I like looked at him and he looked at me and we're like, well, let's stay. And so we turned around. One of the best not the best, but one of the best concerts, I mean, probably top 3 that I have ever been to in my entire life, John Mellencamp. And I mean, from that day, I was a John Mellencamp fan. Well, what is so funny is, that was the same summer that I started dating my ex. Well, he was from Seymour, Indiana. And Seymour is the home of John Cougar Mellencamp. When you drive into Seymour, okay, it says, there's a sign that says, welcome to Seymour, and it says, home of the Oktoberfest and John Mellencamp, right? And the Oktoberfest is the first weekend of every October. We used to go every year to it. And we do the cake walk and all that kind of so much fun. Everybody just walks around. It's like, you know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But like, you would walk downtown, and John Mellencamp, there was like this old guitar shop like on the main strip, like the little square there or whatever, main strip. And John Mellencamp would be sitting out there like playing. Like, and people just walk by like he was nobody and whatever. There was actually this movie years ago, and it was a really good movie, and it was called, I think, Fall from Grace, and John Mellencamp was in it, and it took place in his hometown. And the other thing that's funny about it is, we used to go to this restaurant that you actually took because Jackson, is it Jacksonville or Jackson? Jackson, Indiana. Jacksonville, it's Jackson. Jackson is, I think, the county seat for, it's Scott County. Is it not Scott County, is it? No. Jackson County. It's Jackson County. No, Jackson's not the county seat. I can't remember. But anyway, I think it's Jackson. It's the county seat for Jackson, Indiana. But anyway, when you go in that back way, which was faster to his mom's house, so we would go that way sometimes when we visited, you go over the bridge and there's this restaurant there. And the restaurant, I actually showed it on a vlog when I went to Scott's funeral. It's not, to Scotty's funeral. It's not called that anymore. It's called something else. But John Mellencamp's parents live in the house right next to it, or they used to. And that was where he grew up, and that was the house he sings about in his songs and stuff like that. But John Mellencamp actually lives in Bloomington, Indiana now, well, outside of it, which is the home of Indiana University. He lives in the lake out there in like one of these huge estates or compounds that they have out there. But yeah, and he was married for a long time to Elaine Irwin. I think John Mellencamp's kids got in some trouble. One of his sons got into some trouble not too long ago. I think I read an article about that. But anyway, don't those rock stars' kids always kind of, they either become models or they get in some trouble of their own, it seems like. But anyway, John Mellencamp was married to Elaine Irwin for a while. Oh my God, she was gorgeous. I loved her. Do you know the supermodel Elaine Irwin? She did shampoo commercials for a long time. She was gorgeous. I loved her so much. She was like one of those supermodels in the 90s. Elaine Irwin. I wonder where she's at today. They're not married anymore. But anyway, yeah, I love John Mellencamp now. I love his music. Cherry Bomb is my favorite, all-time favorite song by John Mellencamp. That concert was unbelievable. We used to have so much fun going to the Oktoberfest. I told my friends when I was down there visiting them, I was like, I'm going to come back up for the Oktoberfest. Come back down. And it seems like it's always like the weekend of Oktoberfest just like comes up and pops up. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the weekend of Oktoberfest. And then I'm like, I'm busy and I have stuff to do and I can't do it, you know? I think that's one of the things that sucks about getting older is you always plan that you're going to do these things again, right? Like, I'm going to do this again, or I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to do that, right? And then it's like all of a sudden, like, it creeps up, like visiting Susie. We were going to visit Susie in November, and now it's February, you know? And it's like all of a sudden it creeps up on you, and it's like, what happened? You know, like, where'd the time go? I guess we could probably go visit Susie in April. I need to call Susie and talk to her. But you know, it's like, that's what happens as you get older. You have all these plans for things you're going to do again. Like, I had such a great time doing this, I want to do it again. And then you realize as you get older, it's like, well, I mean, there's some things in my life, like I could get real sad thinking about this today. Alex was sending me all these pictures of me and Pee-Pee from back in the day today. I was kind of sad earlier thinking about, I just miss him so much. It's getting kind of to the point where like I make the bed in the morning and like I think about him in the morning because he was always, you know, in bed. But then I kind of go through my day and I'm okay. And then like something will just like trigger me and I think about him. It's so weird. It's so different, you know, in the house without him. And, but by the way, when I was talking about Zach and Alistair the other day on here, that I said they got a pug. They got a Frenchie, actually. It's really, really cute. I don't know. It's just hard. It's so hard. But yeah, like there are things and places that I've been. And whenever I say this, people are always like, well, you could go. It's like, I know that I could go, but the reality is I probably won't. Like, I would like to, you know, I can't even think of an example right now. I'm sure if I thought about it, I could, but like, of something that I would like to do, but I don't, like, it's like, when I was there experiencing it, I didn't realize it would be the last time. If you're older, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't realize it was gonna be the last time that I was there. But now that I'm older, I don't have like this huge motivation to go or do something again, but it was at the end. Yeah, I don't have like this huge motivation to go or whatever, or experience something again, but like, it still makes me sad because I'm like, I didn't realize, you know, that's why I kind of like, when fall and winter comes around, I don't know how long I'm gonna be in Indiana, I try to like do these things that I used to do, that I love to do, like go see A Christmas Carol this year. Like, that was really meaningful to me because that was something that I did as a kid. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here, you know, to go to IRT at Christmas time or whatever, you know what I mean? And, So it's important for me to do those things. But there's a lot of things, like Gatlinburg, Tennessee is one of them. You know, like Alex doesn't really have a desire to go there. We've gone twice. When we first started dating, like within the first 3 months we went, he did not love it. He did not love it as like a romantic weekend away. It wasn't, like, that wasn't a fun town for him. And then, we went with, like, God, like 4 couples, 5 couples. Well, the girl that we just went to her wedding in Dallas, we went with her and her ex-fiance. Was it for like a couple's engagement weekend for them? I kind of think it might have been. And oh my God, you want to talk about hell weekend? We got this gorgeous cabin, absolutely gorgeous cabin. 5 couples, okay? So we get there, and everybody goes, we want this bedroom, we want this, and they're all taking the best bedrooms, right? So Alex and I get this bedroom in the basement, which, whatever, I don't care. I'm not somebody that's gonna fight over bedrooms. Whenever I see that on the Real Housewives, whatever, they always do. I don't care where they live, they're always fighting over the bedrooms and the trips. I don't understand that. I don't really care. Put us where you're gonna put us. It's bad at the end of the day, you know? But, you know, they all wanted to have a specific bedrooms, so they, like, are fighting over these bedrooms, so they put us in the basement. We're like, okay, that's fine. But next to the basement was, like, this was a really nice cabin. So the cabins in Gatlinburg, some of them are amazing. So they put us down there, and it's next to, there was, like, this room that had, like, a pool table and, like, a ping pong room and stuff like that, I think. And then there was, like, this huge entertainment room that had like 3 or 4 rows going back of like movie seats, and then it had like a movie theater screen in it. You could watch like movies and stuff. And then the kitchen was right upstairs, okay? Now these people are respectful of me today, but this was the first year, within the first 2 years that we were together, they didn't really get the whole sobriety thing back then. So, you know, we get there, and everybody they're going to make this huge dinner, so they're making this dinner. Everybody starts off and they're drinking wine, and it's just, let's have a little glass of wine. Okay. Within 2 or 3 hours, they are literally, like, standing, all of them in the kitchen, just, like, doing shots. Now, Alex knew that I was, like, the odd man out, so he wasn't drinking that weekend as much as he usually, I think he drank, but he wasn't doing shots, and he wasn't drinking like that, because he was like, I don't want you to be the only one, right? So, the girls go to bed at like, I don't know, like midnight. And they have this whole day planned for us the next day about how we're going to go into Gatlinburg, and we're going to do all this shopping, and we're going to go out to this lunch, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to have this dinner and all this kind of stuff, right? And I'm real excited because I love Gatlinburg, and my past memories of it are my mom. So I'm like and it was like in the winter time, and I was like really excited. I was like, oh, this is going to be homey again and all. I mean, I knew they were going to be drinking and stuff, but I didn't really care. I thought, we'll sit around, we'll watch movies, it'll be real fun, right? And they can all drink and whatever. This thing turned in, oh my God, my nose is driving me crazy from my beard. This thing turned into this drunk free-for-all that I, to this day, cannot believe I lived through. Anyway, these 4 guys, well, yeah, because it was 5 couples, so it was 4 of them, because one guy went to bed with his wife. They, like, got in the hot tub and then they went to bed. And he's not a super big drinker anyway. And we're really close with all these people today. Oh my God, my battery is gonna die. Anyway, I'm gonna make this really quick. One guy passed out in the entertainment room and pissed himself. The other 3 are literally outside. They wanted us to party with them and stay up and do stuff. They're literally outside of our bedroom in the basement. I mean, Alex finally got up and he like threw open the door, and he was like, he went off. He was so pissed. They're literally outside of our door, our bedroom door, pounding on the floor. Peter and Alex, get up. Peter and Alex, get up. Peter and Alex, get up. I was like, I looked at Alex and I said, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, I'm literally gonna lose my mind. I cannot deal with this. He was so pissed. So anyway. I still remind them of that when I see them today. I'm like, do you remember? They just laugh now. It's funny now. But the next day, we got up. Oh my God, they were all of them. All the guys, all the girls, they were so hungover. And we're supposed to go into town. And they're like, oh, they're all in their pajamas and hoodies and fleeces. And they're sitting there on the couch. And they're like, oh, we don't want to drink. We don't want to go to lunch. They're like done, right? My battery's going to die. So I'm just going to, I'm going to have to stop this in a second. But I'm turning around so I can go home and get my battery. But anyway, they were like, yeah, we're done. We're not drinking anymore tonight, this weekend, or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is good. We got like a whole other night and day here. This is gonna be real fun for you people that are so hungover you can hardly even get out of bed. They were like that hungover too, like where they're kind of pissy, you know? Like they're pissed now. But like they're pissed at you, but like you didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't do real well with that. I'm like, if you chose to imbibe in the spirits and you're suffering for it the next day, that ain't my fault. Don't take it out on me. I didn't do anything, you know? So I was like, I want to go to town. Like I want to go to Gatlinburg. So Alex and I and the couple that had gone to bed early too, we all went to town and we had like a good day. We went out to lunch, we went shopping and stuff like that. I remember I bought this like teddy bear there that was like for a reason. It was like in this one place. Alex and I bought it for some reason. I don't know why. But it was like this really cool store. But there was a reason why. Like the teddy bear was like made by the owner and it had like a story to it. And there was a reason why. I wonder what happened to that thing. Because it had like an attached card that explained it all. And I don't remember why I bought it. It wasn't like a big deal or anything. But so that was that, and then we came back, and everybody went to bed real early, and we, like, drove back the next day. They were over it. Like, that weekend was, like... That's why, like, sometimes, I'm like, I know people, like, love to party and stuff like that, but I'm like, it kind of just, like, ruins the weekend for everybody else. It's, like, it's not enjoyable for everybody else, you know? Because you ruin it on, like, one night or whatever, or people don't remember stuff the next day, and, you know, it's just, I don't know. I don't really say a whole lot, you know, when I'm in the middle of that stuff today. Like, I just removed myself from the situation now. I don't, you know, what's interesting is I've, like, changed a lot in the last 12 years. I don't know how I would handle that situation today. I think I would have got up the next morning and I think I would have said, I'm going to go get a hotel room or I'm going to go get my own cabin. Like you guys, and they would have been like, you know, oh no, don't do it. I'd be like, no, like I don't need another night of this. Like, you know, I appreciate it, but like that was a lot. And they were Hi, I'm back. My camera battery died, so I came home. Who's that? It's my neighbor. My neighbor just came home. I came home and Alex had gotten Taco Bell and I hung out and I talked. I hate when I like put this like in the and like, you know. But I hung out and I talked to him for a little bit. He had just eaten Taco Bell. Oh shoot, it's playing my, no it's not. I was gonna say it's playing my book. I'm listening to Make Your Bed by William H. McRaven. It's my Peterism's motivation book for the month. I don't love it, I have to say. I mean, it's not bad, but he's real hard. I mean, I think it's nice that he narrated his own book, but he's real hard to listen to because he just talks like this. Everything is just like this. And so it's like kind of hard to listen to. It's real short though. I'm halfway through. I've listened to 1 hour and 6 minutes. It's 1 hour and 53 minutes long, and I'm listening to it at half time, 2 times speed. I didn't think I could, but it got easier. So anyway, I was just like on Twitter, and I was like looking through here. So Alex was eating Taco Bell, and then I sat and talked to him for a little bit. He was watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then I laid down for like a half an hour, and then he's going to bed. So I had texted Valerie to see if she wanted to meet up at the casino, so we're going to meet up at the casino right now, so it'll be fun. But I follow this account. Oh no, I thought this was Life in Moments, but it's not. It's somebody that I follow retweeted this. And it's a picture of Vivian Leigh and as Scarlett O'Hara in the movie Gone with the Wind, and Olivia de Havilland is in bed like when she's sick, like remember when Scarlett took care of her. But it's Olivia, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, here, I'm gonna. Can you see it? And Olivia de Havilland is reading the book Gone with the Wind, and Scarlett sitting beside her. And it's like, you know, like in the movie, like in the book, like when she was sick. And then Scarlett took care of her. So it says, Vivian Lee and Olivia de Havilland ham it up for the camera and then sent the pic to Margaret Mitchell. Margaret Mitchell wrote Gone with the Wind. She replied, that's how she looked while writing Gone with the Wind. Oh, Turner Classic Movie Party. Gone with the Wind. Is it on right now? Oh, I love that movie so much. Anyway. So that was my live. And then Alex and I were looking at TikToks right now. Oh, that's about it. Okay. I just looked to see where I was at the end of when I was vlogging. And I was talking about our weekend in Gatlinburg and all the guys and stuff like that. And what I was about to say was that they were super apologetic the next day. Like, they felt really bad about it. I mean, it's like a personal joke with all of us today. But yeah, at the time it was really, really annoying. But they felt horrible about it the next day. And were really sweet about it. That was a long time ago. That was a long, long, long time ago. Which, you know, in all honesty, it's nice. Like, when we travel, if we travel with people, like, you know, that, like, there's, like when we go with Melissa, we travel so much with Melissa and Jason, that, like, Jason and Alex will drink, but, like, Jason's not anybody that, like, really drinks a lot, and when Alex is with him, he doesn't really drink a lot, but they'll drink, and Melissa doesn't drink. She might every once in a blue moon for, like, a birthday or something, like, do a birthday shot, but, like, that would be it. Like, then she would be drinking. She loves Pepsi, so she'd be drinking Pepsi. She doesn't drink, you know, and she is not an alcoholic. She just was like, she drank in college, and after that, she was like, you know what, I just made a conscious decision that I didn't really want to drink anymore. So she's not even like a wine glass drinker or anything like that. She just decided one day that she didn't really want to drink. She didn't enjoy it, and so she doesn't drink. But it's really nice to have Melissa, like, at things that we go to. I forgot, Rufus de Sol is on Wednesday. We're going to Rufus de Sol on Wednesday, which will be exciting. But it's really nice to have Melissa, you know, as somebody that doesn't drink, because when I go to things, then, you know, I know at least I'll have one other person there that's, like, sober. And I don't mean sober as in recovery. I mean sober as in not drinking, too. Do you think you could turn your brights off, please? Thank you. So, yeah, that's always nice. You know, there's another person there that's completely clear-minded or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't really bother me, especially if I'm somewhere for, like, you know, I mean, last night I went out to dinner, and, well, Sarah wasn't drinking last night, but last night, you know, going out to dinner and having a little before thing, like, I mean, that's not like an all-night thing, you know, it's like a couple hours. That doesn't really bother me, and even going out doesn't bother me, but, like, when it becomes, like, you know, like, Dallas was interesting. Like, I don't remember people, well, I remember people drinking like that, but I haven't been around people drinking like that in a long time. I mean, there were people, like, passing out, standing up in, like, the bars. I mean, like, packed bars and stuff. It was just, I hadn't seen that in so long, you know, and, I also think I look at it in a different way today. You know, like, when I see that, it kind of makes me sad or scared for somebody. Okay, I started telling this story about an old friend of mine, and I thought, I think I better not do that. So anyway, yeah, but you know, like, it's just interesting to me. I just see, I'm, like, trying to think of how far back I'm gonna go back and cut it off. I'm just not used to that level of drunkenness because I don't go out very much anymore. It's just a lot sometimes, you know? And, like, Alex and our friends weren't. I mean, they had been drinking, obviously, but, like, I'm talking about, like a lot. Like, where you can see, it just makes me sad. It makes me sad. Because I think it really mutes people, too. I mean, first of all, it scares me for their well-being, but it also mutes people. It mutes their personality traits. It mutes their, I don't know, I think, you know, like, I look back on that, and I think, because, you know, not all the times that I drank were horrible, and not every time that I drank did I black out, but almost near. I almost near I did. And, but, you know, I think that it's like we're gonna have a lot of fun, and then we see that as fun, and then and then stuff always happens, it seems like to me, you know, like, whenever I have been around, even just for part of the night, and the next day I'll hear, like, what happened after when you left, you know, like, oh my God, you know, like, that's what I hear today, because I don't stay out the whole time, you know, but, like, people be like, oh, you'd be glad you left when you did, because, you know, like, so-and-so and so-and-so got into a fight, and she broke up with him, and threw her ring at him, and, you know, it's just, like, it seems like it always becomes very explosive, or sad, or very rarely do I see, like, people, like a group of people, like, drinking to that excessiveness, and then they just go home and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that. But like I said, I don't really go out that much anymore, so I don't know. I think Dallas was interesting too, because, you know, we went to we went to one straight bar, but, like, we went to all gay bars other than that, and I haven't in a long time. Like, I mean, when we're in Miami, we go to Twist, and I've gone to some other gay bars, the Abbey in Los Angeles, and there was another gay bar that we went to there, but, like, I haven't, like, Alex and I will go to a gay bar, but I don't regularly go to gay bars anymore, partly because there really aren't any in Indianapolis. I mean, so when we go out, Alex likes this one bar downtown called Teeny's. He'll go there, but it's like a martini bar. Like, you stand up, I guess it has a real small dance floor. I've never been there, and it's been open for like 6 years. There's no clubs. There's really nothing, like, there's like one gay bar here in town that's been open forever. I think OP's or Greg's. I don't even know what it used to be called. I mean, that's what it used to be called. I don't even know if it's still open. But, like, every major gay bar in Indianapolis is closed down. There's the Metro, but it's real small too. So I haven't, like, been out to, like, on a Saturday or Friday night, just gone and done, like, all gay bars, like in Chicago or something. I mean, I used to do that every once in a while in Chicago or Louisville or whatever, you know, but I haven't done that in a long time. And so when we were in Dallas, Thursday and Saturday night, we did that, you know, we were just like, and Dallas it's cute. Like, I mean, the gay little strip there or whatever, if that's where they all are, is cute, because you just hop from bar to bar to bar to bar to bar. And, like, the first night we went to this bar called Havana, I loved it. It was, like, all Latino music. It was, like, I knew so many songs because Carlos plays it over at his house, and then I, like, Shazam it, and then, like, I download it. Alex knows, like, all that music. And, so that was really fun. And then we went to that strip club as the street, which I did not love. But it was dead on Thursday, and then Saturday it was packed. But on Saturday night, we, like, hopped across the street. I mean, we went to, like, 5 or 6 different bars. And that was really fun. But, I mean, like I said, I don't drink. So, like, just standing in a bar, like, I mean, it's a lot, you know, just to, like, look at somebody. Like, if we're dancing, I love that. Like, because I love to dance, you know. But if we're just standing there looking at each other and people are, like, swaying and they're drunk, I'm just like, I don't love this. So it was fun, but it was a lot. Like, I don't miss those days. Like, I don't miss those days of going out, and, you know, thank God the bars closed there early. I don't know how you know, in Indianapolis, they close at 3 and people stand outside and talk, and they go to after hours parties, and my God, we'd come home at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, if not later. I don't know how I did it. I really don't know how I did it. That was when I was sober too. Some periods of my sobriety, I would do stuff like that. And so between my first ex and my second ex, my really, really good friend that lives in Denver, he lived in Indianapolis at the time. Oh my God, he and I were out we were going out all the time. All the time, not every night, but we were going out a lot, 3 to 4 nights a week, and we would stay up really, really late and go out. We had a blast. That was also probably around the time that I was in my best shape ever. I could wear whatever I wanted to wear. I remember I would get off work on Saturdays, and I would come to Broad Ripple. I'm, like, pointing back here because it's, like, back there. But I would come to Broad Ripple, and I would go to this store called Broad Ripple Vintage, which I absolutely love. And It's all like vintage, you know, clothes, and it's like one of my favorite stores in the entire world. I haven't been there forever because nothing in there fits me anymore, and I ended up donating a bunch of that clothes. I just like got bags and bags and bags of it when I like went through my closet, and so it's pointless for me to go in there and buy a bunch of stuff now. But if I ever do get down in my dream shape again, I'll go back in there because I love those Western shirts with the pearl buttons, and they have like vintage concert t-shirts. I'm getting something at McDonald's, something to drink. I love those vintage concert t-shirts, and they always had really cool stuff. The jewelry, like I was talking about those leather bracelets, they have very cool stuff in there. But I haven't been in there in so long. But I would go there on a Saturday, and I would like go buy an outfit for that night, like 2 or 3 shirts, and try to figure out. We used to call it modeling tops. My friend and I, he would put on the Climax album. He had a record player, and he would play Climax, Meeting in the Ladies' Room. Do you remember that song? Oh my God, I love that song. But that album was so fantastic. Look what it says right here. No ice cream. Look at that. No ice cream. No ice cream, and the Shamrock Shake is back. But you can't get the Shamrock Shake because there's no ice cream. Ouch. I scratched myself so bad on here the other day that I got a cut right there. What is this? Oh. What was I gonna say? Meeting in the ladies' room. I never pull out the change that I need. But I would go and I would buy like an outfit for the night.
How can I help you?
Can I get a large Dr. Pepper, please? That's it. I would go to Broderpool Vintage, and I would buy an outfit for the night. And then I think that may have been the days that I was still going to the tanning bed. And I would go to the tanning bed, and then I would go work out, and then I would take a nap. Here's that $5 I found the other day. And then I would take a nap. Well, I would eat before I took a nap. I would work out, and then I would eat, and then I would take a nap. I was eating real healthy too. And then let's see, while I'm waiting, I can get $1.09 instead of this $1.25 that I have. I have so much change down here, it's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. And then I throw so much change down here. I need to go through here and count this change. And then I would go downtown and pick him up, and I would meet him, and we would go out, and we went dancing, and we thought we were the tea, baby. We thought we were the answer, and we were. I was. You could not. My hair, let me tell you something about back then, okay? This is something that happens as you get older if nobody tells you this. I would get out of the shower, and I would towel dry my hair, and my hair would stand up all over. And I had a faux hawk, and I literally, all I had to do was let it dry naturally, and I would put product in it. And I had like this amazing faux hawk that was like down the back. It was so cute. Oh my God, you could not touch me. I looked so good back then. But, yeah, but now, like, as you get older, this is what happens. Your hair falls flat. It doesn't, like, have any, like, I mean, I never thought that would happen to my hair. You know what's really crazy about that, though, is that my dad's hair is still, like, this hat is, like, it's too big on this one, and it's too small on the other one. My dad's hair is still, like, he has really thick hair, too. His hair, like, if he gets out of, like, the shower or the swimming pool, that's better. If he gets out of the swimming pool, like, his hair will stand straight up. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the shampoo and conditioner I'm using. Maybe I need a different shampoo and conditioner. This seems to be taking an extraordinarily long time for a Dr. Pepper. I'm just kind of walking around in there, too. Now this hat's kind of hurting my head, like it's too tight, but I don't want it any looser. I like it a little tighter on my head.
What's on that?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, I don't need change. Now, the last time that I went to the casino, are you all ready? I'm gonna have to, see, this hat's too tight now. I kind of wonder if it's because I did my hair last night, because, see, it's too loose. Whenever I do my... Oh, by the way, I want to make a few comments about some of the comments that I read. To whoever thought they were being cute with the comment about consistencies in Peter's video. I saw you, girl. I saw you. That was cute. That was cute. I liked that. Okay, and then Lavros, I think sometimes things are lost in translation on my video. I was never mad at you for commenting on past videos. That didn't bother me at all. I think she made some comment, she or he, that I must have said something in some video. Okay, so on my creator app, when comments come up, unless I go to a specific video, comments come up by like the newest comment that was just posted. So if somebody just posted a comment 2 seconds ago on a video of mine from 3 years ago, that'll be the first comment that comes up, if that makes sense. And then let's say somebody posted a comment on my video from today, 5 minutes ago, that'll be the next one. And then if somebody posted a video 10 minutes, or comment 10 minutes ago from my video from 3 days ago, that'll be the next comment that comes up. Does that make sense? So all the comments come up like, chronologically, not per the video. So what was cracking me up is that I could tell, I thought, okay, what I assumed, I made an ass out of myself, I apologize, was that you were going through and you were like, had started at the beginning and were like watching the videos over, because you were commenting on older videos like consistently, which I lived for. I loved. Thank you for going back. I mean, I love that you were watching the older videos. So if I offended you, I apologize, but that wasn't my intention at all. I thought it was cute, and that's why I was saying it in the video, because it was funny, because I would see like 4 or 5 comments of yours pop up in a row, but they were always on different videos, and I was like, this is so funny. Like somebody's going back and watching all of my old videos. I liked it. So if it came across as anything different than that, I didn't mean it to be that way. So thank you. I also want to say there's so many people, and I sometimes, to be honest with you, like, I don't really know how to like comment when somebody shares something troubling or tragic that they're going through in their lives, because I want to be a source of support, but I also don't want to just come out and say like, hang in there, or without leaving like a paragraph comment, and then like the next person's like, well, you left them a paragraph comment, but you didn't leave me a paragraph comment, and then I feel bad. So I do want you to know I see those, and it seemed to me like in the last couple days, a lot of you are really going through some tough stuff. I just want you to know, I'm really sorry that you're going through something right now in your life, and I can only share what I know, you know, and what I know is there will be a day that you're okay. You know, I am a big believer in what Maya Angelou says, that, you know, when you're going through one of the hardest tragedies in your life, look up and say thank you, because you're about to learn a valuable lesson. But don't tell me that in the moment. Don't tell me that in the moment, because I want to be like, you know what? F you. I don't want to hear it. This is really painful for me. So I just want to say thank you for being so open and sharing what you guys are going through on my videos. It really, really, really means a lot to me. I don't think you guys have any clue that when you're going through some of the toughest things in your life, you allow me to be a safe space for you, that you can come and listen to my videos and my vlogs and just escape from that, is so meaningful to me, because I think about when I was going through really hard times, you know, in my life, like with my mom being sick, like that couple months was just like, Tony and I were talking about it the other day. I think I was so numb through that whole, I don't even know what I was thinking, you know, like in retrospect. But, you know, I'm so grateful for the people in my life at that time, that as soon as I get on the interstate, Valerie texts me. Valerie, I love you, gal, but that ain't it. Okay, now I gotta get off the interstate and read her text. And it'll probably just say like, I'm here or something. But you know, I'm so thankful to the people that were there for me when I was really going through some tough times. You know, like, I would leave my mom's hospital bed some nights, and you you know, I had broken up with my ex, and I would go home, and I just didn't want to be there. And Tanya had just an open door policy in her house. I mean, I was part of her family. You know, like she and Eric and her son Nick just open arms allowed me there, you know, and Tanya was such a big part of that process, as was my friend Liz, you know, and I had another friend at the time that I'm not friends with that, she just was there for me every step of the moment, you know, and it's just, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the people that were just so willing to, now she's calling me. Hold on. She's gonna be on my vlog. She wants to be on my vlog so damn bad. She always asks. Hello?
Hello?
Where are you?
Where are you?
Well, I was pulling off the interstate to read your text because I'm vlogging right now. You're in my vlog. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, what are you doing? Where are you at? Okay. Well, I'm getting onto the interstate right now.
Okay, love you.
Love you too. Bye. Okay. I didn't even read her damn text. So, or maybe it wasn't even her. Oh, it is her, and it says, "Are you there?" But I just want to say, I am so thankful, so thankful to the people that were there, and just, you know, like, okay, this is gonna sound crazy, and I'm not taking away from what they did, because what they did was like, I'm gonna text her and say no. It doesn't take much. Do you see? Me and my friends, we live a simple life. Okay, but she's gonna text me back. I know she is. She's gonna be a smart ass. But anyway, so, you know, some of the things that my friends did for me were not even like the biggest deal things in the entire world. You know what I mean? My friend Liz took me out. And I know I talk a lot about bars and all that kind of stuff, but at that time, like, I needed to get out. I needed to see people. I needed to dance and hear some music and get out of my mind for a couple hours and not think about things, you know? Because every night, every day I was like, is today the day? Is today the day that I'm gonna lose my mom? Is today the day? I mean, I couldn't even like fathom it, you know? And so it just constantly would run through my head. You know, I would go over to Tanya's and we'd sit on her back patio and smoke cigarettes or watch movies, and, you know, we'd go get fountain pops and we'd drive around and we'd laugh and talk and listen to music. And she just, you know, it's to the people out there, you know, my other friend, like she and I would go shopping and go out to lunch. That's where I started falling in love with the Cheesecake Factory. My friend, she took me to Cheesecake Factory. We went there like, I don't know, like twice a week, and I was eating chicken salad sandwiches. I mean, God, we had so much fun. We were going shopping, and I remember back in the day, she told me, she was like, you need to get you a pair of True Religion jeans. I got a pair of True Religion jeans. About killed me to drop like $300 on those jeans. I thought I was gonna die, but I thought I was so fine in those jeans. You couldn't catch me dead in a pair of True Religion jeans today, and I sure as hell wouldn't pay $300 for any pair of jeans. But anyway, I thought I was so fine, and we had so much fun. Do you ever have one of those friends, though, that has so much money that they don't really have any idea of money? She was one of those friends. I kind of was, I should have been being a little bit more careful with money back then. But anyway, no, she was great to me, and like, she took my mind off things, and we just had a blast, you know, and then like I would go back to thinking about stuff, and so I just needed a reprieve, you know, from that. And I'm real thankful that maybe the deepest thing that anybody did for me at that time was distract me. I just needed to be distracted, you know what I mean? It was too much to think about all the time. I didn't... I think it's important, you know, like, I think people often ask, I don't talk about my mom's passing on here as much as I used to, but I used to talk about it like literally every video. But I was talking to somebody. Oh, we were talking to my friend Demi's friend. When we were out at dinner in Dallas, and I said something, and he was like, yeah, it was like he was like the year that I met Demi. So when I met Demi, our friend, like, I met him like the week after Alex and I started dating at Champs. They used to have this thing on Thursday nights. And his mom had died like 2 weeks before that. She'd been sick for a really long time. And he and I kind of bonded over that. But I was telling him about that year because it's like a transition year. And my sponsor and I were talking about this the other night. Because Tanya said to my sponsor something to the effect, we were sitting at dinner talking, and she said, she said to my sponsor, Peter minimizes that year, but that year was a bigger deal than just his mom dying. And you know, that year was a huge year, okay? Like, in December, I broke up with my ex, who I had been with for 6.5 years, that I thought I would be with for my life. And in January, I resigned from a position that I had been in for 13 years, that I thought I would retire from. Then my mom got sick. Then my mom passed in April. Then I moved into her condo, which is now my condo. And then I was going to Denver that whole summer, so I was very rarely here. And I can tell you, mentally, I wasn't here in Indianapolis at all. And then my plan had been, I had committed my mind, I committed mentally to move to Denver. I wanted to be there. And then I met Alex. So that year, from December to December, and then the following December, you know, like, my ex and I, we broke up the day after his Christmas party. And then a year later, I'm with Alex at his Christmas party. I mean, literally, it's gonna stop. I thought the battery's dying. It's just at the end. Hold on. I saw the orange come up on the timing thing, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this battery is dead. It's fully charged. I just started it, and it was just at the end. I kind of forgot for a second. But, you know, literally within a year, Christmas party to Christmas party, which incidentally, they were literally like 2 days apart as far as date. Christmas party to Christmas party, I got out of a relationship, ended a 13-year career. I mean, both of those things I thought I would be with for the rest of my life. I thought I would be at that career for the rest of my life. I can remember leaving. I knew it was time to go. And my supervisor, she was like, she knew I'd been checked out for a while. But even then, she's like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure this is, she and I were friends, you know? And she was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And I was like, I wasn't sure of anything. I didn't feel sure about anything, but it was time. And so 2 things that I thought I'd be with for my entire life, everything I knew shifted. Everything, you know? Everything in my life shifted in a complete year. And I honestly felt like I had no grounding. And, not to mention that I went from being with somebody that was a complete homebody that never even wanted to leave the house, period. Never wanted to leave the house, really, except for to go to the casino. We went to the casino a lot and stuff like that. But other than that, we stayed at home. I went from like that to somebody that went out all the time. Oh, and I lost 60 pounds in a year. And started working out, and was working out every day, and became a vegetarian. I made such drastic changes in a year. It just was craziness. It just was absolute craziness. And, you know, like, I think sometimes, like, I haven't really, I feel like I have now. Like, the last year or two, like, the last year, especially the last year and a half, well, I would say the last year from September to now, September to September, and then September to January, because I feel like in going into 2020, I made some very serious decisions about what I wanted to work on in myself in 2020. But from September to September and then to January, it was such a year of inventory and evaluation of who I had been in my past that I don't really think until then that I really knew, I had really evaluated all of that, you know? Because, like, I have gone through all of those things with my sponsor, each of those things individually, right? But then hearing Tanya lay it out like that the other day, I was like, like she said, you know, I don't think Peter really recognizes how much he went through in 1 year. And, I don't, like, really. Like, I mean, now I look at it and I go, yeah, that was a lot. Like, damn, like, I went through a lot of change in a year, you know? But it didn't seem like that for me, because I think for so long, I was just kind of an autopilot. Like, I was just numb. And I think there's probably a lot of you out there that relate to what I'm saying, okay? When you have no other option, because you just have to put one foot in front of the other, right? Because you have to work, you have to pay your bills, you have to do this, you have to do that, right? You have to take care. I mean, I was living alone. Who was gonna clean the house? Who's gonna take care of stuff? You know, like, I had to do that stuff, right? I had to pay the bills. I had to, you know, keep the electricity on. I mean, I had to do all that kind of stuff. So if I didn't, I don't know, but I was kind of like an autopilot. Like, I didn't really think a lot about stuff, right? Like, even moving to Denver, like, I look back on that, and it was just like, I needed a change of place. And what's so scary about that is in recovery, you know, I had stopped going to meetings, and before that, well, no. That was before that was like, August, September, October, November. It was like 4 or 5 months before I stopped going to meetings, I think. But I was only going to 1 meeting a week. And I wasn't sharing anything in meetings. And I wasn't really doing any work or anything like that, right? So I was already in this state of a mental relapse, so to speak. And I was already like, I had no emotional sobriety and no spiritual foundation. And, you know, like, one of the things they warn us against is that geographical changes are not the answer to our problems. I mean, that's like directly out of the book. And so here it was, I was going to make a geographical change and it was going to solve all of my problems, right? No, that wasn't going to happen. So then what do? I get into a relationship because that's going to solve all my problems. I was looking for a fix. That's as a drug addict and alcoholic, I was looking for a quick fix. And it was going to be a man or it was going to be a move, period, end of story. Like, that was what it was going to be for me. I was either going to meet a man or I was going to move. And I met a man. And I mean, I look back on that now and I think, like, that was such a horrible time for me to get into a relationship. I had no business getting into a relationship. But I think I just wanted somebody to love me unconditionally. You know, my mom was gone and I just wanted somebody I could call my own. And that is such a wrong reason to be in a relationship. And, you know, even when you are in a relationship, relationships aren't ownership. You know, they're just not. They're not like he's mine, I'm his kind of thing. I mean, we joke about that in songs and whatever, but the reality is that I think a beautifully woven relationship is two individuals with independent souls, their own dreams, their own passions, their own careers that can uplift and support the other person as a teammate and work together and overlap their lives. I don't want somebody to take care of me and, you know, like, I mean, I think that stuff looks great in movies, but in reality, I don't want that. I want somebody to help me when I don't feel well and to boost me up when I'm down and, you know, to challenge me and whatever. One of the things I loved, so I'm listening to this book, Make Your Bed, and for the Peterisms channel. I meant to post my Peterisms video today, but it got way too late, so it didn't happen. I need to throw this out because I don't know that I'm ever going to use it again. I keep on kind of waiting until maybe I'll like it again, but I'm just that coffee. I'm hoping that I'll like it again because I loved it for so long. But you know, in this book, Make Your Bed, he has this horrible, horrible parachuting accident, which is so interesting because this one came out of the bag. You're trying to get away, gal. But what's interesting because it was very similar to The Proof of Heaven by Eben Alexander. He had a very similar kind of thing happen, although not with the horrible results that happened in this book. This guy was like injured horribly. His parachute finally went up and one cord was around one leg and one cord was around the other leg. Imagine this, okay? You're flying through the air, the force of nature on that air, and it pulled his two legs apart like that, and it just like ripped all of his muscles. His pelvic muscles, can you even imagine? Oh my God. So he was in bed and he was laid up at home like for months on end. He was on bed rest, laid up at home. He was bed rested for months on end. And I don't know how long, I can't remember what he said in there. But he said that his wife, I think her name's Georgianne. I love that name. I love the names Georgia and I love the names Georgianne. He said that his wife, Georgianne, like, you know, she would take care of him every day, and she became his nursemaid and stuff like that, but she didn't pity him, and she would challenge him and say, like, you know, like, I'm not going to just let you sit around here and feel sorry for yourself, because you would never have done that before, and you wouldn't let anybody else get away with it. My husband challenges me, and you know what? That's probably one of the highest qualities that I love about him. He doesn't challenge me to a point of putting me down. He challenges me. You know, and he'll say things to me that I'm like, okay, I needed to hear that. And I think the thing that's tricky, that marriage counseling helped us so much with this, is that, can you hear, is there ever something like you'll have a conversation and like your friend will say it to you, or a stranger will say it to you, or you're in a meeting and somebody says it to you, or you hear it in a book, or Peter says it in a vlog, and you can totally hear it and be like, oh my God, yes, like I totally relate to that, right? But your partner says it to you, and you're like, you think you know, you get real defensive, right? I think we need to be more open and listening to our partners. I mean, they really are the ones that, more than anybody in the world, want the best for us. So when they challenge us, unless we're in unhealthy relationships where that other person is just trying to put us down, then I think that we need to listen to what they have to say, you know? And I'm thankful that my husband challenges me today. And I challenge him too, you know? So, but to get back to what I was saying previously, I was saying, before I got all the way down this road, I was saying to the people out there that share what's going on with your lives when you're going through breakups and health issues and things like that, I want you to know I read every single one of your comments. Many of you I pray for, and I don't know if that means anything to you, but I do. And I just want you to know I care about you, and I appreciate you allowing me in your life. And I hope that, like so many people were helpful to me, that I can be somewhat of a distraction, you know, a positive distraction from what's going on. And there will be a day that things are better. There will be a day that things are okay. I really do believe that. I think that life is up and downs, you know. I can just remember going through stuff, and it just was so painful at the time, you know. It was so painful. My friend that I used to visit in Denver a lot, you know, he was somebody that was real challenging of me too. And he doesn't really drink anymore, but he used to drink gin and tonics. And I remember when I would go visit him in Denver, we would go to the gym, and we would go get coffee at Starbucks in Cherry Creek in Denver, because he lived in Cherry Creek. He lived right down the street from the mall, in this beautiful townhouse. And he drove this really cool Jeep Wrangler. They don't live there anymore, but anyway, they don't live in Cherry Creek anymore. But anyway, and we would go down. He had this little chihuahua. She was so cute, and she'd wear little outfits every day. And we would take her down to the Starbucks in Cherry Creek, and we would go get her coffee. And we'd look at all the cute guys, and then we'd drive around. We'd listen to music. He'd always make these CDs of all this music. And Estelle's American Boy had just come out that year, and we would listen to that all the time. Do you remember that song? I love that song. And I remember we would go and we would work out, and then we would come back, and he would like have a drink on the patio, and we'd sit out there, and we would smoke cigarettes. We called them Bernadines. We both smoked Newports at the time, and we called them Bernadines. And the reason that we called cigarettes Bernadines was because we both loved the movie Waiting to Exhale with Whitney Houston and Angela Bassett, and Loretta Devine and Layla Roshan. And he and I and his ex-boyfriend, who was my really close friend when I was out there using back in the day, the one that came to visit me in treatment, that's how I met him. He was actually his first boyfriend. And we went all to go see Waiting to Exhale. And so the scene, Angela Bassett, her name is Bernadine in the movie. And so the scene when she's burning her husband's stuff in the car, and the police officer comes up and he says, ma'am, in the state of Arizona, you can't burn anything unless it's trash. And she's holding that cigarette, because she's just like she like lit a cigarette and then threw the the match into the car, and she goes, it is trash, like that. So we used to call cigarettes Bernadines. I don't know why. But anyway, we were sitting out there, and he's having a gin and tonic, and I'm having a Diet Coke, and we're smoking Bernadines out there on the patio, looking out over Cherry Creek. He had the most fantastic patio with all these plants and fountains. It was beautiful. It was in the summer. I was there for Pride weekend. It was my first weekend. And I remember I started getting real sad, and I wanted to talk about my mom, and his dad had died when he was in high school. And he was like, well, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to talk about it. And he was like, but you don't know what specifically you want to talk about? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And he was like, well, when you do know what you specifically want to talk about, let me know. But until then, I think, why are we just dredging up stuff? And he was like, I think sometimes we just have feelings and we don't know how to put words to it. And he goes, that's totally fine to have feelings, He said, I don't know that I even knew how to feel about my dad being gone until 10 years later. He said, I don't even know that I know now. And then I said, well, I kind of want to talk about my ex. And he was never a big fan of my ex to begin with. And he said, girl, why are we going to talk about her? I said, be nice. And he goes, okay. He was like, let's talk about him. What do you want to talk about? He had actually given me the best advice I had ever had in that relationship, because my ex and I, we were together for like a month or two, and then we broke up, and I really wanted him back. And my friend did not understand why I wanted to be back with him whatsoever. But he said, I remember I was like bawling in the kitchen on the phone talking to him. And he said, you want to be back with him? And I said, yeah. And he goes, this is not who I would pick for you. And I said, yep. And he goes, but we cannot pick our friends' partners. And I know it's not my place to stand in the way of that relationship if that is what you want. And he said, if this is what you want, you go after it with everything you got until you get him back. And I did. I went after him with everything I had to get him back. And we were together 6.5 years after that. But we were sitting out there on that patio, and he said to me, I can remember my mom having conversations with her friends like this back in the day when she was like my age. Now I look back on it, I'm like, God, I'm so old. I'm having these conversations with all of you talking about it. But we were sitting out there, and he said, what do you want to talk about her for? And I said, oh, girl, just please don't be cruel. Don't be mean. He goes, okay, let's talk about it. And I go, I don't know, maybe I want to get back together with him. Maybe I'm sad. I don't know. I kept on thinking I wanted to get back together with him, right? Not that he was asking, because, we had both, I had broken up with him, but then it was mutual. It was totally mutual, and it wasn't even me that broke up with him. I've told the story before. He said to me, are you wanting to work on this? Or you think we're done? Do you think we're done? Do you think we're done? Do you think we're done? I had worked 8 hours. I came home, my bag just fell off my shoulder, and I looked at him and I said, I think we're done. And it was sad. It was really sad, And that was it. And then 2 months later, we talked in between then, but 2 months later, talking on the phone one night, he was like, yeah, I knew it too, but I wasn't willing to, it was neither one, we both knew, but who was going to say it first was how it was. It just was sad, because he's a great guy, and we both loved each other very, very much. It was over. So anyway, but I thought I wanted to get back together with him, and I had this friend of mine, and she had told me that her hairstylist, he and his ex had broken up something like 5 years, I think 2 years or 5 years, 2 years, I think. And then they got back together, and they had been together for 20 years. And I was like, oh, that's going to be us. Because I thought we were, the time apart was going to fix us or something, right? My friend looked at me and he goes, why do you want to get back together with him? And I said, because he's a great guy and, whatever. And he goes, give me 3 reasons why getting back together with him, he goes, are you going to feel passionate about me? Sitting here right now, are you I cannot, I feel so passionate about him? And I said, no. He goes, so that's not different. I said, no. And he goes, so do you just miss your best friend? And I go, yeah, I miss him a lot. He goes, so you miss who was your best friend, but he was your partner. And I go, right. He goes, give me 3 desirable qualities about him that if you got back together with him, you would be like, I have to be with him for the rest of my life because I'm so passionate and I feel so romantic towards him as my romantic partner. And I just sat there and I couldn't think of anything. And he looked at me and he goes, he's your ex for a reason and you need to remember that. He goes, he's a great guy. He's a nice guy. Okay? Which, that was a lot coming from him. But he was like, he was a great guy. He was. He thought he was boring. Because he always wanted to go out and my boyfriend didn't. So anyway, but he was like, you know, he's your ex for a reason. I think breakups and all that stuff are really, really hard though, you know? It's like there's no right answer to it. I remember the hardest thing for me was, I think the hardest thing for me was like that second. It's just like done. It's like this person was like so in your life, like they were your life, and then the words are said, and they're done. It's over. It's done. Like it is done. I will tell you though, the relationship before, he didn't have enough money saved, so he had to stay in an apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, for like another month or two. My friends let me have it for that, and I felt so bad for him because he didn't have anywhere to go, and I wasn't in a position at that point to give him any money to go somewhere else. And so, I mean, we were both younger in that relationship. That was my first boyfriend. That killed me. And he didn't do anything like bring anybody in. He didn't stay out over, like he did the whole time. He didn't never like go to, I mean, he may have gone to somebody's house and hooked up with them. I don't know. But like he didn't stay out overnight. Like he always came home and slept on the couch. He was respectful, you know, of all that kind of stuff. I didn't know anything weird that was going on with him, romantic with anybody else at that time. It just, he was sleeping on the couch. But it was hard. I mean, it was really, really hard because I still had feelings, you know. I even remember him like the last day taking his box of stuff out. Endings are hard for me. I don't do well with that. I've got all kinds of attachment, you know, stuff, issues, you want to call them. I do have a lot of attachment issues to stuff and people. Obviously, my basement. That's not even an attachment issue. That's called laziness. I just don't want to clean out that damn basement. But yeah, breakups are hard. They're really hard, and all kinds of, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I wish you guys the best, and I just want you to know that I care about you, and I hope things get better for you. And I will pray for you tonight. So, all right, you guys. And you know, even if you don't believe in prayer, you can just put some positive energy out there in the world, or just, you know, think positively about somebody and hope their situation gets better. I believe a lot in that, you know. Anyway, or maybe even just if you don't even believe in that, just put a nice comment for those people in the comment sections below and just send them some encouragement. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here now. So I went a little bit further, so I'm gonna go up here and turn back around. I hope you guys are having, what is tomorrow? Isn't it always funny? I do like the vlog the night, this just occurred to me. I do the vlog like the night before, but then I wish you like the best like for the next day. So anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing, Monday, I can't believe it's Monday. It seems like it was just Friday. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it 5 or 10 years down the road. Yeah, make today a special day. Make today a special day. And we should, each of us today, write special cards for the special people in our lives and give it to them when they get home from work, or go deliver it to them, you know, like put it in their mailbox or whatever. Maybe I'll do that today. I'm going to do that today since I brought it up and it was my idea. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you. I love you. You are valuable. You are important. You are worthy. You're worthy. You are worthy of good things. You matter. What are the other things I say? You're funny, you're handsome, you are beautiful, you are good looking. People like to be around you, and good things are coming to you. And today is going to be an amazing day, full of really awesome, positive opportunities and good experiences today. And 2020 is your year. And 2020 is going to be full of success, and all your dreams are going to come true. All of your dreams are going to come true. And let's see what else. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and you let them know how important they are to you, how much they mean to you, and that, yeah, just call somebody up and say, hey, I just want to let you know how much you mean to me, and I'm really happy that you're in my life. And don't forget to do random acts of kindness. Just one random act of kindness. That's all you have to do today. Made me so happy. Somebody in the comment section said they've been practicing random acts of kindness, and I love that. So don't tell anybody. Anyway, but you can tell that. You just don't tell specifically what it is, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna turn around right here. This little parking lot thing. Anyway, so yeah, don't forget random acts of kindness, positive affirmations. Tell people how much they mean to you in your life today. You know what each of you should do? Each of you should tell somebody in your life, say, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. You should pass that on. And if each person that watched this did it to one other person, can you imagine? And now it's out of focus, how much that would start changing things. So anyway, we all need to hear that. Has anybody started taking, I got that from my friend. My friend said it to me, so I stole it from her. Do you guys say it? It's gonna stop, hold on. Oh my God, I should have just ended it before then, shouldn't I? Do any of you out there use, from now on, I'm just speeding through the ending because I don't think anybody cares anyway. But anyway, do any of you, have any of you taken and stolen it and gone and passed it on to somebody else? That's what you should do with these things that I pick up from other people. Anyway, go pass it on to somebody else and say, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure that you're still subscribed to my channel because a lot of people are getting unsubscribed. And make sure that you leave a blue heart. A blue heart. Not a blue fart. Oh my God, family friendly. A blue heart for the OG Wolfpack. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. Love ya. Love ya. Were you surprised? One more, I love you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya, love ya, love ya. Love ya, love ya.